Hello, you beautiful human. I am Xanthe, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you an interview that I did with a lovely girl named Carlyn, or woman, should I say. She is amazing, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. So let's get into it.
And know that you're not alone. That's the main thing.
Somebody that is going to take you in. Love yourself.
Being your truest self and going from there.
Once you come out, most of the time, things feel easier.
It was lovely to see you.
You as well.
It's really not good. It was a very big mistake.
Oh no. Because, rainbows.
Well, there's that.
Rainbows are pretty good. Hey, Carlyn.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I like your hair.
Thank you. I cut my bangs at the beginning of quarantine in a spontaneous kind of manic event, but they turned out okay.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
So to start off, what do you identify as?
I identify as queer. When I first came out, I identified as bisexual, but through some time and some thinking, I just decided that queer kind of fits who I am a little bit more.
Awesome. And so then what year of post-secondary are you in?
I'm going into my fourth year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
At
so how
Ryerson
old are you?
University.
And so then how old are you?
I am turning 21 this year, currently 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a job right now?
Not right now, but I've applied for a internship that I worked with before. It's at a company in Toronto, a theater company, and they were really awesome. So just waiting to hear back from them, hopefully. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so then, when is the first time you can remember feeling different than your peers?
I would say grade 7 or 8. I started, I didn't vocalize it a lot to my friends, and I thought, it was just kind of a little weird thing. Like I was attracted to both men and women, and I thought it was just kind of a girl crush, like in celebrities. I used to think like Keira Knightley was beautiful, and I was like, wow. And then realizing now, I was like, oh, you were gay.
Yeah. And so when you were kind of discovering yourself, you said you first came out as bisexual. How old are you when you came out, and who did you come out to?
I was I think it was the summer right before grade 12. I took a really long time to come out. I was a little afraid too. But I came out to my best friend, right before grade 12 started.
Oh.
Yeah. And the funny thing, she actually, the night I came out to her, and she was like, oh my God, me too. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so, how was your overall high school experience?
I really enjoyed high school. I was very involved in a lot of different things, both inside school and extracurricular. And yeah, I had a really awesome time.
That's amazing. Yeah. And did you know queer people or people of the LGBTQ community while in high school?
Like specifically students that I went to school with, or just
Yeah.
kind of anybody? I think there was like one girl when I was in grade 9 who was in grade 12 that everybody was like, thought she was gay. And then in grade 10, one of the girls in my friend group came out as gay, which was, I don't know, even at that time, it was kind of shocking, just because nobody else was gay, and it was Uxbridge, and, it was, yeah.
Small town.
Small town. Nobody's gay in a small town. Yeah.
Or everybody is, no.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
And so when you did come out, you said you came out to your best friend. Did you come out to anybody else as well after that?
Yeah. So in the next following weeks or months, I kind of came out to the rest of my friend group. And then it actually took me a really long time to come out to my family. I came out to my 2 sisters either a year ago or 2 years ago. So I was either going into second year or third year. And then I came out to my parents last June.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
came out to them as queer?
I came out to them as bisexual.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how was the reaction of people who heard you come out?
My friends were all kind of like, cool, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then my sisters were pretty supportive. We talked about it for a while as to like what happened, like not what happened, but kind of when I found out and all that kind of stuff. And then my parents were also very supportive. I think they were just a little sad that it didn't come out earlier, and I didn't really understand why, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've had very blessed supportive coming out.
That's amazing. And so when did you decide queer works better for you?
I think last summer. I don't know. I realized the term bisexual is kind of coined as you have two preferences. It doesn't really matter what gender, I could be attracted to women and non-binary people or whatnot. But at the time I thought, I really like men and women. I'm attracted to both of them. And then as I got into more artistic communities, I started meeting a lot more non-binary people, trans people, two-spirit, and I just realized, I'll be attracted to who I'll be attracted to. I'll fall in love with who I fall in love with, and it doesn't really matter what gender they are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And did you, in high school or in post-secondary, date anyone, and what was their opinion on your sexuality if you came out to them?
Yeah, I dated a guy from grade 11 to I think right before second year. So we dated for a fair amount of time for young people, right? And I kind of hinted to him when we first started dating that I was feeling this way, and he wasn't very good at picking up hints at all, so didn't really realize. And then I came out fully to him, I think, gosh, I don't know, like a year into our relationship. He was kind of confused, and he didn't know why, and kind of paranoid about just generally our relationship. But he was pretty supportive. But I think part of the reason why we broke up was just because I needed to experience more of who I was.
Yeah, for sure. And has post-secondary kind of helped you um, come to the conclusion that you are queer? Like, have you met more people that kind of helped you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I study performance production at Ryerson, so it's like I'm just surrounded by artists all the time. All my friends are artists, and they all identify as something else with their gender or with their sexuality, and we're all very supportive of each other. Yeah, it's been an awesome place to kind of figure out who I was sexually.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful, yeah. Jobs that you've had in the past, if you've had any, were they accepting of you, or did you just kind of not mention it at all?
Um, all of my jobs are pretty accepting. I never really mentioned that I'm queer unless it kind of comes up in conversation. Again, most of my jobs at this point in my life have been in the arts, so a lot of artists happen to either be queer or be surrounded by queer people all the time. So we're all pretty accepting of each other, but I never find the need to come out to my boss or my manager or whatnot.
Okay. And what would you say are the biggest misconceptions about being queer?
I'd say there's misconceptions both in the straight and the gay community. I find that both of them kind of feel like queer people or pan people or bisexual people are greedy in a way that, they can't be satisfied with, whoever their partner is, like with what their gender is. They'll always want another gender, or that we're confused and that we just haven't decided if we're straight or we're gay, which is, I don't know. I think it's kind of silly, you know, you like apples and oranges and bananas all at the same time. Doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so then what is like the most difficult part about being in the LGBTQ plus community?
That's a tough question. I find that our community is so supportive of each other. I'd say just communicating with those that aren't part of the community, that don't really understand us, or, you know, don't believe that we have a right to love who we love. And it's frustrating, you know, especially in this day and age. There's still people that believe that, and it's, you know, I don't want to get angry at them because maybe they grew up not understanding, and, you know, they have this prejudice against us. So I think just kind of communicating with people that don't really understand what we go through.
What is the best part about being part of the LGBTQ plus community?
I'd say the community in general, the people that you get to meet, and you hear like all their different stories, and how kind of they grew up and how they came out, and just how I love, maybe it's just because I'm surrounded in this big artistic kind of gay bubble, but how we're also artistic, and we feel free and open to sharing that art with people, and being goofy and silly. Yeah. I love the community. I love the people in it. I love how passionate everybody is about life.
I agree. And then if someone were to come up to you and they're kind of struggling with their sexuality, what would your advice be to them?
I would say take your time with figuring out who you are. Because, you know, I feel like it's always going to change. You're always going to evolve into who you are going to be in the next year and the next year and the next year after that. So take your time with figuring out who you are. If you want to put a label on you, that's okay. But don't be scared to, you know, I guess, change your mind when it comes to figuring out who you are next. Because when I was younger, I used to be so worried that, you know, I came out as bi, but then what if I came out as lesbian? I realized that, you know, I didn't like it anymore. And then people would be like, but you said you were bi. It doesn't make sense, right? So take your time and be kind to yourself. We're all going through a lot, and you just need to be patient.
Thank you. That's excellent. And whoever's watching this, I hope that Carlyn has helped you. And yeah, those are basically all the questions I have, unless you want to add anything else to for the viewer.
I'd say go out and find other people like you. Go to big cities and stuff. Go to Toronto. Go to Church Street. You're going to have so much fun there, and there's going to be always somebody that is going to take you in if you don't feel accepted where you are right now. So, yeah. Love yourself.
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely talking with you, Carlyn.
Yeah,
And,
likewise.
yeah, I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like for Carlyn, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to make sure that you get notifications every time I post a new video. I post every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I make LGBTQ plus related content. At the moment I'm doing interviews, but I will be posting more skits and fun little videos like that. Here are some more videos that you can watch in the meantime. I'll see you next week. Bye!